Hey there everyone, it's me, Frank, the Blockbuster guy. And I just want to make this blog real quick to talk to you guys about Florida Supercon 2018. And boy oh boy, it was one heck of a ride. There are so many things that happen at the con. Epic moments, crazy moments, fun moments, so many stories to tell. Feel a little awkward on the side, but overall, this has been one of my favorite convention experiences in a long time. And I'm going to tell you guys why. So, basically, before Supercon, months back, Steve had the idea to basically host panels at the convention, which me and the rest of the Bundy cast were like, go for it. So, from there, he went to go talk to the convention planner, he was exchanging emails, and she basically told him, basically pitch 8 to 12 panels, which, doesn't sound too bad. We have a lot of variety of options and choices to be chosen. So, he goes back, he talks to us, we all pitch our ideas, we pin it down to the choices we want to choose, and after we were satisfied, we wrote descriptions for each of them, and he forwards it to the convention planner, which is awesome. So, at least a week or so later, we get back a response, and we find out that all 12 panels get approved, which is like, whoa, holy smokes, that's a little crazy. So that alone was a little whoa, it's a little crazy to handle, but we felt confident we could do it. So from there, we were starting to prep up our stuff. We were getting ready to do the research and get everything done. And then Steve was still keeping Steve was still keeping in contact with the planner and Broder. And from there, we found out maybe a few more weeks later that unfortunately, due to certain things I'm rescheduling and planning and changing around the list of things, we lost 2 of our panels. Which, honestly, that's not that bad, because honestly, I'm fine with that. We can save them for another time, those particular panels. It's just 10. Ho. That's still a pretty crazy thing. Literally, I've hosted panels before at conventions before in the past, some small ones, some moderate sized ones, but most for half an hour. And to say that I'm going to be hosting at Supercon and working with mostly 10 of them and hosting about 2 of them by myself mostly and with the help of my awesome buddy Dom, that was still pretty crazy since I've never had I've never experienced it before at Supercon, such a big stage. And for an hour, no less. It's that's way past my ball game. I didn't feel the brunt of that until a few weeks before the con, and I was really starting to sweat bullets by the last week before the con, because at the same time, I'm going to college, doing a lot of other stuff, a lot of studying, and it was starting to pile up with all the research I had to do for the con, research for the projects, research for the college I had to do. And literally the week of the con, I have exams and midterms to deal with. I'm why? And it was all piling up, and at that point I was just really out of it. I was freaking out. I'm not gonna lie, but luckily I kept my cool. We got everything we needed done. I took my exams, and I just found out the other day I passed all of them, which is fantastic. That puts me a lot at ease. And when it comes to the panels, I'm happy to say that all of them turned out fantastic. Every last one of them. From start to finish, there were people there. There was a lot of interactions. I had so much fun doing it. And I even remember, out of all the panels, my main panel I was really freaking out about was the video game panel, which I had studied it, making sure I didn't mess up too much on the information, because you never want to mess up that much on info. And lo and behold, I ended up talking the most at that panel and overtaking most of it, which I'm sorry, Dom. we couldn't get through almost everything. We went through 75 to 80% of all of our stuff, and we had to end it. So that just caught me off guard, because like I said, I was really surprised. I didn't know if I could handle the full hour, and surprisingly, that was not the panel that made me go, completely just go, whoa, my god. The Saturday panel, the 80s panel, was the one that made me almost want to shit bricks, because honestly, Saturday was one of the most craziest days of the con because of all the crazy traffic. We left early to go meet with other members of the Vundicast. Got to meet up with Mr. J and the missus. And, you know, it's all the way in Hialeah. But luckily, by the time we get with him, it's 12 o'clock. And by the time we were in the area, with all the crazy traffic that ensures, it was already 2 o'clock. Which that's already making me go, ooh. And like the other members of the team, Steven and Yell, they went to the shuttle because like they went, you know, the parking was that bad, so they had to go there. So basically, in the midway of getting that basic parking, me and Dom had to get out of the car and go by foot and pull like the most epic Ferris Bueller like moment of just rushing to the panel. Now, I did not, like, none of us expected the 80s panel to be the most powerfulest panel, but you never want to doubt the power of the 80s. When me and Dom got there, it was 2:13. Our panel was at 2:15. None of our other podcast members were there. They were all still stuck in the traffic, just basically getting their car set and, you know, taking the shuttles and vice versa. And when we get to the room, oh my god, I think that was the moment where I completely was like, I was like basically speechless and out of words, pretty much. Like, the entire room was completely filled. Over 50 people. I'm like, oh my god. My knowledge of 80s went from like right here to all the way right here. And I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? Like, because we were going to have this awesome debate from 1980 to 1989. Each of us talking about our movie of choice and having overall 80s discussion, but choosing what would be the most dominant 80s movie of that year. And obviously, since Steve had most of the equipment, so did Mr. J, we had to improvise because all we had was a tablet that did not connect to the HDMI. So it started off with open mic discussion. We were talking about like a lot of shoot topics about the 80s, the ultimate era, that the 90s was cool, but we all know the 80s were better, and like all sorts of things. And I am just so glad Dom was with me there, because if I were there by myself, I do not know how well I would have handled, especially with such a big crowd, because oh my gosh. I mean, I've had some anxiety before the con based on all the stuff that was happening, but at that moment, it came back in full force. I'm like, shoot, I'm forgetting my awesome 80s knowledge. I'm the blockbuster guy. I gotta know the 80s. And it's like, what made me so happy was that a lot of people were there. They were still there. They were staying tuned. A lot of people were getting involved, talking, bring up discussions. And we were just going back and forth talking about awesome things. It even got to the point where someone brought up about a Back to the Future prequel, which that was just thinking about that with the series alone in general. That's a little bit of a doozy if you know about the amount of crazy time travel from all three movies. And the only way you ever could do a prequel, surprising enough, you have to play that Back to the Future Telltale games, because literally it's the closest thing you ever could have to like a prequel sequel, because like Marty McFly goes all the way back in time to when Doc was like a teenager in high school. And you think, okay, that's as far as it can go for a prequel. But no, he goes even further back to some of his oldest ancestors. It's like, oh, okay, that's probably what they could do, but overall prequel would not really work too well for Back to the Future. But it was stuff like that. Even talking about Jurassic Park, and if like its own, does it count as an 80s film even though it came out in the 90s? Like way in its production in the 80s, and like just stuff like that. It was fun. I was so happy about that. It was like literally after talking about Back to the Future, boom, there comes Steven and Yell. They saved the day, because I was like, oh my gosh, please come in here, other panelists, help me out. And yeah, we went back to the panel. We had to do like a speed format, and we were actually able to finish it on time, right on the dot when the panel actually ended. Unlike the video game panel, we finished it full the way, speedrun fashion, and people were having fun. That was like my favorite panel moment out of all the panels. Never underestimate the power of the 80s. The 80s are just too powerful to ever underestimate. And who knows, maybe we might do some more 80s panels in the future. So like, when it comes to other panel stuff, I got to use the camera, I got to record around, Dom got to record, we took some pictures, and oh man, I'm glad to get some of these things and moments on camera. Because like, the rest of all 10 panels, each of them were all recorded for podcast wise, so they'll always be there. So if you want to relive those moments, or just want to listen to see what you guys missed out on, power of the podcasting on the Vundacast. Just go check the Vundacast on iTunes, go to the Vunda blog, home of the Vundacast, all of them will always be uploaded there. And it's like, the only thing you'll never see is the first 20 minutes of the 80s panel, exclusive to those that were there. They will know the tale of the power of the rush start of the Blockbuster Guy. So, panels aside, actually no, before I even finish the panels, like, most of the rooms were really good. Some were a little iffy, some were just wow, and some were just, there's a big wall right here. We're right here. We could hear everything that's going on in the loud panels. Like, oh man. Oh no. Especially with the really loud singing ones. It's like, oh, we gotta have our voices strong. Because that happened to us in the video game panel. And I'm trying to remember which other panel we had to go through that, but yeah, I'm overall happy with each room we got. I've heard there were some other people hosting panels envious of the rooms we got. I'm just surprised we got rooms in general that were nice. First time hosting panels there. So it's like, I can't really judge. Each room's, like, I looked at all the panels, like, I've seen all the rooms. Like, most of the rooms look all really nice. Ooh, but I will say, it does get a little, you can get lost easily at that convention place when it comes to all those rooms. Because you had, like, the first floor, the second, the third. Once you get to the third, you got A, B, C, and D. I'm like, okay, I gotta learn this. Because, like, I've been to that area before. Like, back then, if you guys remember, Ultracon hosted stuff there all the time, and it was awesome. That was the only reference I ever got, because at Ultracon, like, I think it was like the third floor they always had just for Ultracon, so it's like, I had at least something to work with. But to have all the floors in general, whoa. Like, it's just a wow factor, because for me, I did like the Miami Beach area in terms of like how big it was, like the mass of it. And the Fort Lauderdale area, at first, from years prior, like I didn't really like the area since I didn't really see much of it. But boy, it is fantastic. Actually going through all the floors, it had the right amount of walk space. Parking was yeah, but it's Supercon. Like, hopefully next year they'll get better with the parking ideas, like the places and more reference. Because like, I remember on Saturday, not Saturday, I think, yeah, Sunday. Like on Sunday, I went to go park. I went with my father to go park, and we went to go to the Walgreens area because apparently the parking lot at the con was closed because it was too full. But from what I saw once I got there, look at the parking lot, and from my friends told me, that thing was not full at all. It was barely full whatsoever. But like on the Saturday, it was completely full from top to bottom to the very rooftop parking. So yeah, it was pretty crazy on Saturday, which is understandable. But oh, it wasn't that bad. The parking spots were pretty good. The walk distance compared to like other ones I've had to go through were not that bad at all. We didn't get a hotel there, so we had to go back and forth from the house. So it was like, it was one of those type of things. So what was I gonna say again? One thing for sure though, aside from the area, like I already like the area. I hope they have more cons there. If they go back to the Miami Beach, sure, I'm okay with that now, especially since less driving. But if they had more there, I honestly don't mind. Like, I really like the area, and the thing that really won me over about the area was the security. Like, for me, my favorite convention securities were the Doubletree Hotel. Like, they are always great because they're so used to having panels there throughout all those years of, not panels, but conventions. But like, when it came to the Fort Lauderdale, like for me, I've never been too much of a fan of Fort Lauderdale based on stories I've been told, just experiences there. But yet, the convention staff were so nice. They were the nicest I've seen in such a long time, especially the security, because like, I've had bad experiences at the Miami Beach convention security before, and it nearly ruined my con experience one Supercon before. Like, it really just got me so upset. Like, how strict they were. Like, I remember that one year, basically, you had to, once you got into the area to wait, you could not leave. And if you left, they would not let you back in, even if you had your pass. I remember that this one kid, like a little toddler, like about 5 or 6 or 7, he had his little outfit on and he forgot a little part. And you know how kids do when they forget something, they just go run to go get what they want to get. So he opened the door, he left, like outside, and the parent followed him. He's like, you know, to go get the kid. And like, basically, because of that, they couldn't let him in. I got mad, other people got mad, and we complained at the guy, but it was not his fault because it was the rules. I understand that, but it's just the way he handled it rubbed me in the wrong way. It got me so upset. Like, it was so strict. They had sticks up their butts. I hated it. But when it came to the Fort Lauderdale Supercon, they were the nicest. They were understanding. Jeff, the security guard, was the best security guard ever. He was so nice. Like, when we had the host panels, we had to go through the back just to get in. And apparently after like I think by the second or third day, like, we couldn't get through. But we got through. But he had told us we couldn't due to the things that were happening at the time. And, you know, he understood that we had panels and we're guests. And nicest guy. Even to talk to him for a while, he's super cool. He was tired, he was nice, he's willing to have a conversation, and he even got nerdy himself. An old man security guard got nerdy about wrestling. I will not forget that. That was one of my favorite moments just when it comes to security guard. So, convention area, thumbs up. The overall area, thumbs up. And the security, 2 thumbs up. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm not used to everything. So, aside from that, let me think real quick. What else is there to talk about? Because I've talked about the whole planning of the panels, going to the panels, taking a lot of pictures, and making a lot of film recording. Oh my god. Lack of sleep, honestly. Ooh. Like, the amount of sleep I got, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this early in the video. If not, oh well. Like I said, I'm not used to this. It's been a while. So basically, those 4 days, I barely got sleep. Like, I literally had next to nothing. Like, I had to work on caffeine. Coffee is my life. It saved me. It crashed me. And it's like, oh, like, honestly, I'm hoping next year, gotta get more sleep, gotta get more energy. Not like that. I've learned my lesson about that. And oh my god, like, another favorite moment I had at the convention, I met the original actor for Goku and Kid Goku in Dragon Ball, and she was one of those guests that was not officially there, but officially there. Like, a good friend of mine's was doing promoting crowdfunding to get her there. Unfortunately, Broder didn't want her at the con, which is like, I don't understand why. She's the voice of Goku. I mean, Kid Goku and Gohan. She's like one of the awesome, best voice actors. Such a nice person. I got to take a picture with her, and I realized I did not have money, which made me like go, whew. Result of the lack of sleep. I didn't make, like, I had a few moments that are just ooh. But she was such a nice lady, and I offered her 2 taiyaki fishes I bought for my favorite taiyaki vendor at the convention. You guys know who she is. And so basically, I gave her these 2 things, these 2 fishes. The breakfast one, which was like the, how do I say, Fruity Pebble flavored, like it had that perfect breakfast blend, and the peanut butter one, which I was so looking forward to eat, but hey, gotta have the awesome offering. So when I gave it to her, she accepted. I don't think she ever had takoyaki before. I'm really excited that she finally got that she was gonna try takoyaki, and I'm the one that, gave her the takoyaki. It's the first time. So what I noticed that just made me go, wait a minute, was that basically when she got them, she put them down next to her Kid Goku figurine, took a picture, and I'm like, wait a minute. Kid Goku, 2 fishes. Why does that ring a bell? Oh wait, that's right. Kid Goku loved to eat fish. Like, he would hunt gigantic fish, and what she's doing there, she's taking a picture of Kid Goku next to 2 big fish. I'm like, oh my god, that's so freaking awesome. She's so nerdy to remember these type of things, and she loves that stuff. And it's like, I fucking love her, man. She's amazing. And then from there, like, other said cool things I saw, like, I saw this over the convention all 4 days. And I was getting very curious. What is this amazing mug? And like, apparently this is the Supercon Wild Bill's old fashioned soda pop mug, which, oh my god. I wish I got this sooner. I gotta thank my dad for getting this for me at the con. Basically, let me put this in the camera. This is amazing. It's an aluminum can. Came in like 3 sizes. And it's like, when you buy this on the thing, they give you a stamp on your hand, and basically you get this. You can fill it up all the way to the max for free the entire day, and if you had it for the next day and the next day and onwards for the rest of the con, just $5. Hook up with a stamp. You basically get this for refills for almost free the entire day, and honestly, I love that. I completely love it when we have something like that at conventions, because literally, you know, when it comes to these cons, basically a small little can of soda is like $4 to $5, and the bigger bottle, so on and so on. I haven't been this happy for something like this since the time at Supercon at Miami Beach, where they had this awesome, like, Pepsi brand people. Or I think you had to rub the tongue, and it would slide in an aluminum can, and they would do it for free the whole 4 days of the con. And also, not only just that, there was Nesquik people right down the other side, and they too were giving free stuff. Like, so you had free Coke and you had free Nesquik. That whole con, I never bought a single drink, and honestly, thumbs up for that. So stuff like this, where it's not that bad at all, pay $5. This whole thing, the refill. This thing costs $25, but in the long run, it is so worth it, because every time you go to a convention where these guys are there, it's the same old thing, but $5 basically with refills. I fucking love that. That is phenomenal. I know for sure I'm gonna bring that to every con I have just in case, and not just that. It's already become my favorite mug. I love aluminum cans. You can pretty much put a lot of ice in there. It'll keep the temperature for the longest of times. It's great. Like, it is honestly great. Thinking back about it, when it came to the merchandise, unfortunately, my card was gone. I didn't have it. I accidentally swapped it out with a friend by mistake, so I had no card to use for all 4 days, and I didn't get my card back to the very end of Sunday, so I had to rely on asking friends for hooking me up here and there, but just for food here and there, which I gotta pay them back soon, which is awesome. Love my friends. And like, it just makes you feel pain, because I love to buy stuff here and there from cons, and honestly, looking back at it, there was this amazing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta figure where he's just firing the Kamehameha. Wanted that so bad. There was also like a charity cosplay picture setup where they had frames, and you got to take pictures with this really amazing set of cosplayers. The two that come to the mind the most: the guy that dressed up as Captain America from the Infinity War with the full rocking beard and the hair. He looked almost exactly like Chris Evans. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get with these guys. And then they had this amazing Spider-Man cosplayer who was doing the Ben Reilly Spider. And I'm like, oh, I want to take these pictures with them, because, like, you know, you take the picture, you pay the $10, you do it for the charity, which is awesome, and then you pay a little more, you get it in a frame. That is cool. But unfortunately, like, that and other things I saw, I could not buy until the very end, and things are just so rushing around the con while hosting panels. I missed out on a lot of stuff, which it definitely will make me remember to always have money in cash for cons instead of just card, because honestly, had I had cash on me, a lot of these things I could have seen and bought and did, I could have done. But yeah, like, that was awesome. I did notice though, like, for a lot of the booths this time around compared to other ones before, were a little bit way more than they should be. But you know, these things happen at conventions. Prices for stuff usually goes up high here and there, because like for me, that Gogeta figure was $30 to $40. Awesome. Go to Amazon or eBay, you can get it for like 15 to 20 to 25, the late highest. But the thing is, what I like about cons when they have at least a decent price, the thing is, what I like the most is that when you see that figurine, obviously online, you can't really gauge it. You can't really look at it to see if it's real or fake. At the cons, they have them on display. You get to look at every bit of detail, and you can determine obviously if it's fake or not. And it's like one of those things always are a good trade-off for the price at the time, which I'm not gonna lie. That's why I like most of the figurines I have up there, which probably I'll show them off in the future. I always bought most of them from the cons, and like I am still always happy to buy them, regardless of some of their prices, to at least verify and look at them. That's what I like about buying figurines at conventions. So that aside, what is the next thing I actually want to talk about real quick? Like, I didn't think this far ahead. It's been a while, like I said, it's been a while since I've done this. I've talked about panels, merchandise, the area, experience. No. Dude. I may not have been there for the entire time, but one of my favorite panels, as usual, is the Drunk on Disney. And oh my god. The stories Guy and Dana Snyder can talk about, especially about the Wiggles. Wiggle. Oh man, that is an inside joke for whoever went to the panel. It's just, they're always amazing. They're fun. Definitely recommend checking out their panels. A lot of good friends over there. I met a lot of new people. I met a lot of people that are new to cons. A lot of friends I have not seen in literally more than a year. It was fantastic. The overall Supercon feel, like I said before, it was one of the craziest rides ever. I never thought I'd be hosting so many panels before. I never thought to do this, that, or that all. And I cannot honestly wait for the next year's Supercon. My name is Frank, the Blockbuster Guy. And oh wait, before I go. Actually, no, fuck that. My name is Frank, the Blockbuster Guy. I want to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. There's going to be, all the pictures going to be posted on the Bunda blog soon, hopefully within this week. All like the little montage of the panels will be also posted soon, and also the epic videos that I recorded myself will be made into an awesome montage as well. So I'm Frank, the Blockbuster Guy, and I'll catch you guys later, okay? Catch ya.